when it gets to the point where we cannot trust video at all, do we really trust the internet and this level of communication, which is causing so much of a problem? And if that happens, do we then go back to only trusting the people around us, therefore tribal kind of lifestyle?
If we already live in these separate silos, which has been one of the common arguments since the advent of mass social media, how likely is it that we're going to be pretty soon, living in realities that are entirely almost sustainable through actual objective imagery? And how are we ever going to again have a nation state where there's a shared flag, shared ideology, shared perspectives, when people are able to consume bespoke information? Like, people, not only will some people look at a kind of cast in the wall hero like Gandhi or Churchill or Martin Luther King and sort of iconoclastically decry them, even contemporary events will be seen so distinctly and discreetly where we won't be able to trust reality. And as Massey said there, that was from our podcast that we do over on Rumble once a week, it's pretty soon it will become necessary to return to communities, local democracy. In a way, even our point about New York just now and a sort of a leftist progressive mayor sort of suggests that maybe you have to have the decentralization that Dave and I have discussed at a federal level on numerous occasions. Like, why not accept that the center cannot hold, in the words of the great poet W.B. Yeats? What do you think, Dave?
Right. I mean, there's so much here. I love this topic because the three of us are really deep in, communicating in this crazy new digital age. And it's hard for anyone to figure out what is true. And I'm sure we've all been duped by a deep fake or a cheap fake at some point, or someone faked a tweet by Trump, or all of these things. And that is, as AI advances and as we get through the uncanny valley where you can sort of tell that a lot of these things are fake still because someone will get 6 fingers or the lips don't match up right. Like, we're going to cross that point at some point. And then there's a litany of other things. Then the robots are coming, and the robots will eventually look like people, and every sci-fi story will ultimately become real. But to your point, yeah, wouldn't that be something that technology will take us so far that it actually will then push us all the way back to the beginning, where then the only way you will trust actual information will be because it started in your home and in your community and down the street and back out that way. And, remember, guys, when we had Roseanne on a couple weeks ago, she said something that really has stuck with me, and I've been thinking about it over and over, and I've actually done a little biblical reading about this, because she said something about how the nature of humanity basically has a reset system built in it. So every time everything gets really, really crazy, there is something about humans, or there's something that angles us towards the truth that allows things to come back. So it might just be, I'm not anti-technology. I do my month off, but I've got this thing, and and you know what? When the robots are coming, we'll probably get one here. I saw Rocky IV, and when Paulie got that robot for his birthday, I thought it was pretty cool. So it's like, I'm not against all of these things. We have to figure out what our relationship is, but maybe it will push us so far that somehow the reverse will actually be the next version of all of this. Did any of that make sense, Sage? I think I kind of got somewhere there.
But push us. Who is us? Because if we're talking about the people,
some of us, let's say, right? Because some people may just go down that road, right?
That's the people who are, there's so much money on the table. It's just like I talk about racism. People can't stop being divisive and using the race card and making that part of every conversation because it's too profitable. And I feel like that's the same thing with technology. So I don't trust that anybody on that level is going to turn it around.